Well, we're back right here on the weekend show, and right now we have our first guest right here in the studio. We have with us MayAlNajjar, and May is a pranic healer and instructor. May, we'd like to welcome you to the weekend show tonight.
Thank you for having me.
It's nice to have you with us this evening right here on the program. And first off, maybe you could tell our audience a little bit about what is pranic healing, where did it originate from? A brief history, please.
Yeah, sure. Pranic healing is actually, if you take the word prana is a Sanskrit word which means life force. And pranic healing actually did not originate from one country. It originated from, you can say, from all over the world. It's a technique that they say a lot of healing masters also did it from all over the world. I'm not talking about one region, because it's usually common to say that just from the eastern side, like from India and China, they have all these knowledge, but it's international, you can say. And so this is the brief history about it, the healing modality in general. But about pranic healing, to be specific, a man called Master Chua Kok-sui, he's originally Chinese, but has been living in the Philippines. He took this common knowledge, as you can say, and he modernized it into the form that we do it today. And he did a lot of research. He did around 20 years of research, extensive research, because his background is actually engineering, chemical engineering, same as I am.
Same as you, yes.
Yes, but I am biomedical engineering. So if you can see his work, it's actually very scientifically based. It's based on many experiments throughout the years to prove that actually what he is doing gives result, is effective, and can be proven. And actually a lot of universities have done also lots of research on pranic healing, to be specific. And some of them even they took their PhD through studying the effects of pranic healing on certain cases. It depends, of course, each case is different.
Okay, now May, how did you get involved in this field, and what did you do to become an instructor, and as well as now an expert in this field, May?
Yes, I've actually always wanted to help people or heal someone. Like every time I see someone in pain, I feel like I want to help them, you know. I want to do something that can actually help them. And being a doctor I didn't feel it was my calling so much because I don't like to study for a very long period of time. Nothing against the doctors, it's just the length of the study is just, I can't study for that long. So that was on the side for a while until after I graduated. My cousin was suffering from MS, and she used to go to this guy in Dubai. His name was Prakash, and he used to do pranic healing sessions on her. And every time she comes back, she feels a lot of energy. She feels very good, very happy. So one time we just went there together, and I went into the center and I just fell in love. And then I took the session, and then I took courses one after the other. All of them in Dubai mainly. I also go a lot to India and other places, but the main courses, most of them I took them in Dubai. And I just got interested, and then I brought pranic healing to Kuwait and I started teaching it.
Yeah, you've been involved in this field a little over 10 years, I believe.
No, not 10 years, 5 years.
5 years, okay.
Yes, since
so
2007.
Like time flies. It's,
yes.
We had you on the program a few times.
Yes,
and,
yes. I think it was just when I started, when I came on the weekend show a few years back.
That's right.
Yes.
Now, for the people that benefit from pranic healing, you just said about a cousin of yours, MS. Tell us about the people who may benefit from the benefits of pranic healing.
Yes. Well, everybody actually benefits from it, from a newborn to, to the person until
How would a
his
newborn
last
be? A newborn
moment.
is just newborn. And,
it's just newborn, because
know.
sometimes the baby, when they get born, they get born and they have complications, medical complications. So they need healing. So anybody ranging from a headache, a toothache, to a very, very wide range of healing modalities. But I also like to say, or to add, that pranic healing is complementary to orthodox medicine. It does not, because pranic healing works on the energy body. and modern medicine works on the physical body. So both of them, they complement each other.
Okay, now, for example, myself, May,
Yes.
I've had a lot of stress of late, a lot of neck pain.
Yes, yes.
Is there anything that can be done to help alleviate that a little bit?
Yes, yes, of course. Would you like me to
Yes,
do?
please. Yes, please.
Okay.
Could you show us, please?
Sure,
May?
sure, sure. First, the first step, what I do is I do a method called scanning. Scanning means just measuring your aura. Your aura is basically the energy body. Okay, so it's like a double, an etheric double. That's another name for it. So what I do is I just go like this and I try to measure your aura. So I'm feeling your aura is around this area, which is the normal size, the aura about this area, the average man. And then I go to the area where you're having problems with the neck pain. So I also do scanning there. See, like from this point, I can feel energy. That means that it's congested. It has a lot of used up, diseased energy that is not the same level as your aura. So my job is, as a pranic healer, what I do is to remove that excess amount of energy. And the moment I remove that excess amount of energy, you will feel lighter, inshallah. So how do I do that?
Yes, how do you do that?
I do that, it's like cupping my hand. It's like scooping something. As if there's dirt or dust
scoop
on
all the stress away.
Inshallah. As if there's dust or dirt on the floor. Let's say, for example, the first instinct reaction for someone is just to sweep it.
Yes.
The same idea applies here. I just feel there's an excess amount of energy. It's dirty energy because it's causing you pain. So what I do is I just remove it. So in this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab and I flick it. And here, I don't know if the camera can see it, but actually there's a bowl of salt and water. And I remove this energy and I put it in the bowl of salt and water.
And why, first of all, why salt and water?
Yeah, water, what it does, it absorbs energy, and salt disintegrates it. Because for a clairvoyant or for someone who can see and feel energy, this energy is dirty. So if I take it and just put it somewhere, someone else might get contaminated with it. So what you do is you just get rid of it. So it doesn't come back to you also. So what I do is I just do this a few times. If we have maybe a longer session, I mean, it would require other places too to work on. But I mean, just for demonstration purposes, that's what I will keep on doing a few times to clear it out. And then I do something else, which is called energizing. Okay? So I remove the dirty energy, and I need to replace it with fresh, healthy energy. So how do I do that? One hand, I receive it, I take it from the surrounding. This fresh energy, this is the same as prana, which is taken from the sun, the earth, the air. It's all around us. It's what keeps us, sustains us, and keeps us alive. So I take some of the energy here, and then I energize with it. So I direct my attention to where you're having the neck pain. And with a few breathing, and then I flick, and that's it. Yeah. So I don't know if you felt something.
Feels a little better.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe after the show I can give you a whole session where, you know, you'll feel completely relieved, inshallah.
That would be great to have
yes.
completely free from stress, even though it's hard to do that in our very busy lifestyle these days. But I know that you give a lot of courses and so forth.
Yes.
I know personally people that have attended and have stated how they've benefited a lot from it, and a lot of things have improved in their life. But we'll get to that as we move along in our interview this evening, May. But now the treatment. Is it a process where you should go through many sessions? It depends on what kind of sickness you have, and what you tell us a little bit more about that.
I mean, for example, in your case, it depends how many years you've had this. If it's been for, let's say, 10 years, then yes, it would require at least twice a week for maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks until it's completely relieved. And probably the cause of it, as you said, it might be stress. So I would also recommend, I would teach you a few techniques how to manage the stress and how to, you know, when stress happens, you do not react the same way, so it won't happen again in the future.
Now, I'm sure everyone watching, our audience in Kuwait or around the world, everyone suffers from stress at certain times in their lives. What are You said some techniques briefly, because we have a short time on the program. Tell us some brief techniques.
The most easy one and the most, you can say, fast, effective one is breathing.
Okay.
Breathing, the way we breathe is the shallow breathing from the chest. But the natural way of breathing, if you see a baby that's just newborn, you see their stomach rising up and down. So that's actually the natural way of breathing. So what we do is I can put like, I don't know if the camera, but you focus on your abdomen area, and with the abdomen area, as you inhale, your stomach should go up. And as you exhale, your stomach should go back in. So this breathing technique, inhaling, your stomach goes up, exhaling, your stomach goes back in. This technique actually can absorb a lot of the surrounding prana surrounding you, and it can make you, it energizes you, and it also makes you more relaxed. So this is a very fast and effective way.
Okay, now there's also the people, the pessimists, that say this, really doesn't work. This is just some kind of gimmick, people, it's not really, nothing really benefits from that. So how effective is it?
I was like that once a day.
Okay,
I was like that. And but the thing is, the critical part of it is just to keep an open mind about it, and just to, instead of just saying no, it doesn't work, why don't you try it? If you don't like it, then it's okay. You won't lose much. It's just it's good to try these things. And if someone really wants to know more about it, as I said, there has been a lot of research on it. So there's a lot of extensive material that someone can go back to if they need to be convinced more about it. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on about how effective it is, but for a person to really feel something, they have to experience it, to own their experience, to really to know what it's all about.
I think a lot of sports players with injuries, students before exams, they would benefit from this, wouldn't they?
Yes, a lot. They would benefit.
Tell us how they would be able to gain from this.
For example, for sports injuries, I've always wanted like pranic healers to be there, as the game is playing. Let's say football, they have as they're playing, they have a sprain. So at that moment, and they might suffer from pain. So at that moment, when there isn't a break, I mean, at that moment they can go on the side. A pranic healer can do a few healings on them, and the pain will be relieved, and the muscle would be also stronger. I mean, it depends what kind of problem they have. They would know how to do it. I had a lot of cases from people who have knee problems, sprains, muscle tissues, all of this. Pranic healing can help a lot.
And it has actually helped them?
Yes.
Alleviated the pain in the
Alleviated
knees?
the pain, and what it does also, let's say, for example, broken bones, what it does, let's say the doctor says 6 weeks, it takes 6 weeks to get healed with the cast. If someone does pranic healing on them, the amount of time will be reduced to 3 weeks. And I've also had lots of cases like that. And the doctors always come back and tell me, the doctors are shocked, everything is fine.
Amazing, it's great to hear.
Yes.
And May, I believe you also you give courses, training sessions, and I believe you have one coming up next week.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, I have another one. I have a course coming up on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's 3 days.
And what does that entail?
5 to 9 p.m. What it does is that you will learn about the aura, you will learn about the chakras, you will learn the techniques that I've just done, and of course there are many. You'll learn how to do the pranic breathing techniques. There will be also meditation, karma, a lot of other stuff will be taught to you.
Okay, and where can, let's say, someone watching right now and they'd like to learn more, where can they come? Where, is this session coming up Monday and Tuesday?
Yes, it's in Tala Center, which is after Leila Gallery, in Health House, first floor. We do all the activities there.
So for any of the audience who'd like to know more, they could come there and find out.
Yes.
Okay, and then this is now you teach them the techniques so they can use them at home with their families, loved ones, and friends.
Yes, and also on themselves.
Okay, exactly. And coming towards the end of our interview this evening, May, do you have any last words or comments that you'd like to close with tonight?
I just like to say that it's good for people to have an open mind about it and not reject something at the beginning just because they don't know much about it.
Very well said, and nice to have you with us once again.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. We were speaking to MayAlNajjar, and May is a pranic healer and instructor, and we'd like to wish her all another one of our great reports.